Hi there folks, and welcome back to another quarantine trivia full quiz. My name is Sean and I am your quiz master as usual. So we're back after taking a week off last week to recuperate, try and figure out what's been going on with all these tech issues we had the previous couple of weeks. I'm going back to pre-recording the quizzes. Makes it a bit easier just if things do go wrong. I've got backups ready to go. Also, this is going to be the last week that we're hosting it as Quarantine Trivia. In the process of rebranding all my stuff. From now on, we are going to be One Stop Trivia. Okay, so the Facebook page will basically stay the same. I'll just update the details, but everything will be One Stop Trivia from going forward. Other than the last few short rounds that I've had recorded in advance. So. That's basically the news there. If you have any comments, any feedback on anything that's going on with the quiz or the trivia, please feel free to leave them below. Give us a follow on the YouTube channel, give us a follow on Facebook. If you keep an eye on the YouTube channel, going to try and keep things coming out fairly regular on there. Hopefully get maybe one of the short rounds out a day, and obviously the big quiz out on a Sunday. Maybe even some more if you're very lucky. Okay, so if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you'll see the stuff first as it comes out. Otherwise, I will post it on Facebook as well, but you'll get it first. Okay, so we will see about moving on with the quiz. So, before we get started, my usual piece. This is a free quiz, but if you do find that you've maybe got £1 or $1 to spare due to not travelling, not socialising, anything like that, there's a URL up at the top left called kidsneededucation.org. Basically, it is for a charity here in Phnom Penh in Cambodia that provides the only free primary school, the only free of charge primary school in the entire city. All the other schools are fee paying to some sort, and a lot of people here can't afford to send their children to school. The Alcal Foundation that runs the kidsneededucation.org, the school that they have provides absolutely everything up to and including school uniforms for the children. So obviously it's a very worthy cause. If you are able to make even just a very small donation, it would be very much appreciated. Or if there's any other causes that you feel are worthy and you want to make a donation to, it's all well and good. Just because obviously we provide all these free of charge. If you want to give something back, do it to a charity. I'm doing okay myself. Okay, so let's get on with the questions then. That's what you're really here for. So round number one, as usual, is going to be general knowledge. Okay, so on to question one. Question one, which G is an Italian blue cheese made with unskimmed cow's milk? Okay, so which G is an Italian blue cheese made with unskimmed cow's milk? Sounds lovely, if you like that kind of thing. I'll say I'm not a fan of the blue cheeses myself. Okay, moving on to question number two. Which US president declared, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country"? Okay, so very nice sentiments there. Ask not what you can do for your country, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Make sure you get that the right way round, otherwise it's a bit selfish. Okay, so who was the US president that said that? Question number three. Blathers, Charlotte and Fagin are characters from which Charles Dickens tale? Okay, it's quite a famous one. Blathers, Charlotte and Fagin are characters from which Charles Dickens tale? Okay, hope you got that. Question number four. In which year was Nelson Mandela elected leader of South Africa? Okay, so obviously quite a big event when it happened, getting out of prison and then going from prison to then getting elected president. So what in which year was Nelson Mandela elected as leader of South Africa? And we'll give you a year either side on that one. Okay, and question number 5. Jim Davies is the creator of which famous cartoon cat? Okay, so quite a lot of famous cartoon cats out there. Which one was created by Jim Davies? Okay, and question number 6. Where was Albert Einstein born? Okay, was it Germany, was it Austria, or was it Israel? Okay, so where was Albert Einstein born? Is it Germany, Austria, or Israel? Okay, so I hope you've got all of your answers down. If you don't, we'll just give it a quick recap and then we'll go on to the answers. So, which G is question 1, which G is an Italian blue cheese made with unskimmed cow's milk? Question number 2, which US president declared, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country"? Question number 3, Blathers, Charlotte and Fagin are characters from which Charles Dickens tale? Question number 4, in which year was Nelson Mandela elected leader of South Africa? Question number 5, Jim Davies is the creator of which famous cartoon cat? And question number 6, where was Albert Einstein born? Was it Germany, Austria, or Israel? Okay, so let's get on with the answers then, shall we? Question number 1, the cheese was Gorgonzola. Okay, as opposed to Gianfranco Zola, who played for Chelsea and Italy. Number 2 was John F. Kennedy. Okay, John F. Kennedy. Question number 3, the characters were from Oliver Twist. Question number 4, the year was 1994 that Nelson Mandela was elected. Okay, so we'll give you a year either side. So if you got between 93 and 95, you get the point. Question number 5, Jim Davies was the creator of Garfield, a famous cat who doesn't like Mondays but does like lasagna. And question number 6, Albert Einstein was born in Germany. Okay, so tot up your scores there, keep a note, and we'll see how you do at the end. So we're on to round 2. Round 2 is called Let's Get Physical. Okay, so this is physics questions, or physics related at least. Okay, so essentially this is your science round. So question number 1, which branch of physics is devoted to the study of heat and its related phenomena? Okay, phenomena. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so which branch of physics is devoted to the study of heat and its related phenomena? Question number 2, which modern scientific word is Latin for amount? Okay, so which modern scientific word is Latin for amount? Now, there's a clue there, it's a 7-letter word. And just as a further clue as well, if you think of another word that means amount, it's very, very similar to the word that we're looking for here. And this is a word that is used in scientific terms. Quite a lot to do with physics. I believe it's also used in computing. Okay, question number 3. In the famous equation E equals mc squared, so we're back to Einstein again there, what does C represent? Okay, so in the famous equation E equals mc squared, what does C represent? Okay, so I bet there's not one of you out there that hasn't heard of the equation, but do you know what it stands for? Question number 4. One of which physicists' 3 laws of motion is summed up by the statement, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction? Okay, so we're looking for the name of the physicist who came up with that law and more. You know, he was famous for his 3 laws of motion, amongst other things. Okay, so one of which physicists' 3 laws of motion is summed up by the statement, for For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, question number 5. What is the SI unit of measurement of radiation called? So this one's a bit more difficult. SI, Standard International, I think. So essentially it's the standard unit used amongst all sort of scientists who are doing studies on sort of anything. They've got specific units that they all use so that there's no confusion between scientists and whatnot. If everyone's using different units, it gets confusing. So what is the SI unit of measurement of radiation called? Okay, and question number 6, what does the acronym LASER stand for? Okay, so LASER is a word made up from the initials of other words, an acronym. What does the acronym LASER stand for? Don't stand for none of your nonsense. Sorry. Okay, so quick recap. Question number 1, which branch of physics is devoted to the study of heat and its related phenomena? Question number 2, which modern word is Latin for amount? Okay, which 7-letter word? Question number 3, in the famous equation E equals mc squared, what does C represent? Okay, question number 4, one of which physicists' 3 laws of motion is summed up by the statement, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction? Question number 5, what is the SI unit of measurement of radiation called? And question number 6, what does the acronym LASER stand for? Okay, so hope you've got all your answers. We're about to go on to them in a moment. I'm just going to quick refreshment. Okay, so here we go. Answers for Let's Get Physical. Question number 1, study of heat and phenomena is thermodynamics. Okay, the word meaning amount is quantum. Okay, so if you think of the word quantity, quantum. Question 3, C is the speed of light. Or it's actually the speed of light in a vacuum, but if you just say speed of light, that is absolutely fine. Okay, question number 4 is Sir Isaac Newton. Number 5 is a becquerel. And question number 6 is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. Okay, so I hope you managed to get all of those, and we will get moving on to the next round. So round number 3 is called Double Down 2. Double or Nothing 2 even, Double Down. Get myself confused with my names there. So last time we had a round called Double or Nothing. So this was a mashup of mostly actors in Photoshop, where you had to try and figure out which 2 actors had been mashed together. I enjoyed that round, so we're doing it again. Basically, I'd found a whole bunch of these pictures, so thought why not use them. So, picture round, here we go. We want both of the actors that are mashed together, 1 point for each of them. So, possible 12 points in this round. Here we go. Number 1, who's this? Or who are these? Hopefully there's some decent background music playing at the moment. Okay, number 2, who are these? Number 3, who are these? Okay, number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Okay, so quick recap. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Okay, so we've got all your answers. We want 2 actors for each of them. Okay, here we go with the answers then. Number 1 was Ben Affleck and Daniel Day-Lewis. Number 2 was Halle Berry and Jennifer Lopez. Number 3 was Jennifer Lawrence and Claire Danes. Maybe a bit of a difficult one there, the second one, Claire Danes, I think. Number 4, Ewan McGregor and Colin Firth. Number 5, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone. Battle of the 80s muscle men there. And number 6 was Christoph Waltz and Benedict Cumberbatch. So, how many did you get out of 12 there, I wonder? Okay, so moving on, round number 4, the name's Bond, James Bond. That's right, I'm doing a James Bond round. There's always plenty of questions to do on these. There's been 25 movies, I think, so far, so lots of source material to work from. So here we go. Question number 1, what rank does James Bond hold in the Royal Naval Reserve? So it's a military rank, it's one you'll often hear him sort of referred to during the movies. So what rank does James Bond hold in the Royal Naval Reserve? Question number 2, how is Major Boothroyd better known in the Bond series? Okay, so I think this is someone who's appeared in pretty much all of the movies, if I'm right in thinking. Or at least he was up until a few years back. Okay, so how is Major Boothroyd better known in the Bond series? Question number 3. Who has sung the most Bond theme songs? Okay, so obviously other than the movie, one of the big things about the Bond movie is the Bond theme song. Who has sung the theme song the most? Question number 4. What was Sean Bean's 00 number in GoldenEye? Okay, so when they brought back James Bond, I think it was 95, GoldenEye came out. At the beginning of the movie, Bond wasn't the only 00. Sean Bean was as well. So what was Sean Bean's 00 number? Okay. Question number 5. In how many of the official Bond films has Bond been played by an Englishman? Okay, so he's the quintessential English spy, but how many times has he been played by an actual Englishman? Okay, so how many of the official Bond films has Bond been played by an Englishman? And question number 6, last one in the round. Which was the first Bond theme song to win an Oscar for Best Song? Okay, so which was the first Bond theme song to win an Oscar for Best Song? Obviously these movies have been going on, 40 odd years, I think. So which was the first to win the Oscar for Best Song? Okay, quick recap, here we go. Question number 1, what rank does James Bond hold in the Royal Naval Reserve? Question number 2, how is Major Boothroyd better known in the Bond series? Question number 3, who has sung the most Bond theme songs? Question number 4, what was Sean Bean's 00 number in GoldenEye? Question number 5, in how many of the official films has Bond been played by an Englishman? You need to remember who's played what, how many times there. And question number 6, which was the first Bond theme song to win an Oscar for Best Song? Okay, I hope you've got all those down. We're going on to the answers. So, question number 1, he is Commander. Okay, you often hear him referred to as Commander Bond. Question number 2, Major Boothroyd is Q, most often played by Desmond Llewellyn, up until a few years back when sadly he passed. But I think he appeared in pretty much all of the Bond films. Number 3, Shirley Bassey has sung the most Bond songs. And I should really have noted down what they are. I think there's like Diamonds Are Forever was one of them. If you can remember the other ones, very well done, 'cause I can't off the top of my head. Question number 4, Sean Bean played 006. His character's name was Alec Trevelyan. He went on to become the bad guy, or Janus, at the end of the movie. Spoilers, sorry, but the movie came out 25 years ago. I think we're okay. Question number 5, Bond has been played by an Englishman 11 times. Just for clarification here, I'm not counting No Time to Die, the latest Bond film, because it hasn't been released yet. Should maybe have said that before. If there is any dispute on that one, if you said 12 because of No Time to Die, we'll give you it, because I should have been more specific at the beginning, but that's why I put 11. So far we've seen 7 Moores and 4 Daniel Craigs. And the first Bond theme tune to win the Oscar for Best Song was Skyfall by Adele, so basically one of the most recent ones. It's a bit surprising there, but there you go. Okay, so round number 5, Out of the Cup. So in this round, I'm going to give you, for each question, I'm going to give you the name of a sporting cup. And what I want from you here is which sport that the trophy is for, and who is the current holder of that cup. Okay, so number 1 is a nice easy one to start with, is the Ashes. Okay, so the Ashes, which sport is it from, and who is the holder? Okay, and number 2, the Jules Rimet trophy, or Jules Rimet, however you want to pronounce it. So, what is the sport, and who is the holder? So, just a quick note for the Shirley Bassey one from the last round. I've just had a quick look. The 3 Bond theme songs she did was Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, and Moonraker. Just for those of you that like me that will want to know. Okay, back to this round. Question number 3, the Calcutta Cup. Okay, so in which sport would you find the Calcutta Cup, and who is the current holder of the cup? Okay. Question number 4, the claret jug. Okay, so the claret jug. This is one, I think it's not the official name, but it's what it's known as. The official name, I'll tell you in the answers because that gives it away, but yep, which sport and who holds it? The claret jug. Question number 5, the Stanley Cup. Okay, so the Stanley Cup. Okay, and question number 6. This one I think is the most difficult one out of the round, but the Borg-Warner Trophy. Okay, so the Borg-Warner Trophy. Which sport is it for, and who holds it? Okay, so quick recap. Number 1 was the Ashes. Number 2 is the Jules Rimet Trophy. Question number 3 is the Calcutta Cup. Question number 4 is the claret jug. Question number 5 is the Stanley Cup. And question number 6 is the Borg-Warner Trophy. Okay, so again, possible 12 points available here. So I hope you've got all your answers down because we're going to go over the answers now. Okay, so number 1, the Ashes is obviously cricket, and the current holders are Australia. The last tour I believe was a draw, but because Australia had won the previous year, they kept it. Number 2, the Jules Rimet Trophy. It's in football or soccer, however you want to call it. I'm going to call it football. The current holders are Brazil. Now, this was the original World Cup trophy, and was part of the. It was donated by Jules Rimet, and part of his donating it was the fact that the first team to win it 3 times would receive it in perpetuity, which Brazil did in 1970. So Brazil won the trophy for good in 1970. That was when it was replaced by the new World Cup trophy. I believe it was since stolen and probably melted down, so it's actually since been replaced. It's been stolen a couple of times, that trophy. Anyway, question number 3, Calcutta Cup. That is rugby union. Okay, so that is competed between Scotland and England during the Six Nations each year. Current holders are Scotland. You might be surprised to know, but yeah, Scotland. They won it in 2018, 2019 the game was a draw, so like with the Ashes above, they kept it because they'd won it the previous year. Number 4, the claret jug. That is for golf. It's properly called the Golf Champion Trophy, and it's competed for at the Open Championship, and the current holder is Shane Lowry. Okay, so Shane Lowry. Question number 5, the Stanley Cup is played in ice hockey, so it's the NHL Trophy, or the National Hockey League, and the current holders are the St. Louis Blues. Okay, I believe that's actually one of the oldest sports trophies in the world as well, the Stanley Cup. And question number 6, the Borg-Warner Trophy is for motor racing. It's basically the prize at the Indianapolis 500, or the Indy 500 in the USA. And the current holder is Simon Pagenaud, assuming that is how his name is pronounced. Okay, so how'd you do in that round? I'd have got a couple of points, I think. A couple of guesses. We'll see. Hope you did better than I would have done. Okay, so round number 6 is what in the world? So this is our geography round. Okay, so question number 1. Marais, or Marais, not sure on the pronunciation, the Latin Quarter and Saint-Germain are areas in which European capital city? Okay, so Marais, the Latin Quarter and Saint-Germain are areas within which European capital city? Okay, question number 2. Which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? And for a bonus point, which famous British person popularised the phrase Pearl of Africa? Okay, so which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? Give you a clue, it's in Africa. And then for the bonus point, which famous British person popularised the phrase Pearl of Africa? And question number 3. If it wants to move, yep, there we go. Question number 3. Which country is found on the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula? Okay, so is it Qatar, is it Oman, or is it Yemen? Okay, so which country is found on the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula? Qatar, Oman, or Yemen? Question number 4. There are only 3 countries in the world that are completely surrounded by a single other country. Name them. So 1 point for each here. So again, these are countries that are completely encapsulated on all sides by one other country. Okay, so there are 3 of them in the world. What are they called? Okay, question number 5. What river runs through Baghdad? Is it the Euphrates? Is it the Tigris? Or is it the Jordan? Okay, so again, what river runs through Baghdad? Is it the Euphrates, the Tigris, or the Jordan? And question number 6. Which US state has the most active volcanoes? Okay, so even if you guess, you've got a 1 in 50 chance of getting it right, so about 2%, even if you just guess one at absolutely random. So which US state has the most active volcanoes? Okay, so quick recap. Marais, the Latin Quarter, and Saint-Germain are areas within which European capital city? Which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? And for a bonus point, which famous British person popularised the phrase Pearl of Africa? Question number 3, which country is found at the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula? Is it Qatar, is it Oman, or is it Yemen? Question number 4, there are only 3 countries in the world that are completely surrounded by a single other country. Name them. 1 point for each. Question number 5, what river runs through Baghdad? Is it the Euphrates, the Tigris, or the Jordan? Right now I probably wouldn't recommend just popping over there to find out. So I think it's still a bit dodgy over there. And question number 6, which US state has the most active volcanoes? Okay, so I hope you've got all your answers down. Let's go over them now. So, number 1, those sections are found in Paris. Yeah, so biggest clue I think there was Saint-Germain. You've got a famous football club in Paris called Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, question number 2. The Pearl of Africa is Uganda, and it was Winston Churchill who popularised the term Pearl of Africa. Number 3, at the southern end of the Arabian Peninsula, you will find Yemen. Okay, so they're in a bit of a mess at the moment. I believe there's a lot of charity campaigns for them. A lot of people having a lot of problems, getting bombed and whatnot. I'll stay out of the politics right now because I realise I don't know that much about it. Question number 4. The 3 countries that are completely encapsulated by another country. They are Vatican City and San Marino, both of which are within Italy, and Lesotho, which is in South Africa. Okay, so well done if you got those. Question number 5. The river running through Baghdad is the Tigris. And question number 6. the US state with the most active volcanoes is Alaska, with about 130 active volcanoes. I think the US has about 170 active volcanoes, as I say, 130 of which are in Alaska. So, hope you did well, hope you got all of those. On to round number 7. This round is called Nags Aram. Now, if that doesn't make any sense, just rearrange them and you'll find it's anagrams. Okay, so each of these questions is going to be an anagram. I just want to know what the original phrase is, and now I've given you a little bit of a clue on each one as well. So let's get started. Number 1, pelvic floor. Okay, so this is a football team. Pelvic floor. Which football team is it? Give you a few seconds on each of these, bit of thinking time. Okay, number 2, Mr. Mojo Rising. Okay, so this is a musician, and you can ignore the apostrophe in the actual anagram. I think that's just there to make it look right. So Mr. Mojo Rising. Who's the musician? Okay, number 3, Old West Action. Okay, Old West Action. This one's an actor. Who is it? Okay, Old West Action. This one's a bit of an aptogram, really. So an aptogram is when an anagram is actually apt. So the anagram actually links to the original. Okay, so question number 4, synthetic cream. This one's another football team. So who is synthetic cream? Okay, a few more seconds and we'll move on. So we'll still do a bit of we'll still give you a recap. So, question number 5, built to stay free. Okay, so this is a famous landmark. Built to stay free. Again, I think this one's a bit of an aptogram. So what is built to stay free? And question number 6, last one, before we do the recap. This is library woman. Library woman. And I'm very glad I've just realised I haven't made any spelling mistakes, because this would not be a good round to make a spelling mistake. So library woman, this is a musician. Who is the musician? Okay, so a quick recap. Question number 1, pelvic floor, which is a football team. Question number 2, Mr. Mojo Rising is a musician. Question number 3. Old West action is an actor. Question number 4. Synthetic cream is a football team. I'll give you a hint with the football teams as well. They're both English teams. Just to narrow it down a little if you need the help. Okay, so synthetic cream. Question number 5. Built to stay free. This is a landmark. And question number 6. Library woman, which is a musician. So who is Library woman? Okay, so I hope you've got your answers. We're going to go over them now. So, number 1, pelvic floor was Liverpool FC. Possibly a little bit of a cheat putting the FC in there, but pelvic floor was a good anagram, I think, so I allowed it. Number 2, Mr. Mojo Rising was Jim Morrison of The Doors. Okay, number 3, Old West action was Clint Eastwood. Question number 4, synthetic cream was Manchester City. Question number 5, built to stay free was the Statue of Liberty. And number 6, library woman was Barry Manilow. Okay, so I hope you got all those. Now we're going to move on to round number 8. This one is food for thought. So these are basically all food and drink questions. So number 1, which type of beans are used to make baked beans? Is it cannellini? Is it flageolet? Or is it haricot or haricot? I think it's haricot. I should really check these pronunciations before I start doing the quiz, but keeps it interesting for me. So, which type of beans are used to make baked beans? Is it cannellini, flageolet, or haricot? Okay, question number 2. In which year was cocaine finally removed from the ingredients of Coca-Cola? Okay, so we'll give you the point if you're within 5 years either side on this one. So, yep, Coca-Cola did used to include cocaine as an ingredient, although for about 20 years before they actually completely removed it, it was sort of minuscule amounts that they were actually using just to try and make sure that the name was kept accurate and they didn't lose trademarks, I think. But before that, I think, yeah, it was because it was billed as a medicinal drink. I think the cocaine was the medicine. Okay, now we've gone from having cocaine in it to now having even like caffeine-free versions. So in which year was cocaine finally removed from the ingredients of Coca-Cola? A point if you're within 5 years either side. Question number 2. What does IPA mean when buying beer? Or when anything to do with beer, basically. What does IPA mean? I'm guessing there's a few beer drinkers watching this. Hopefully you all get this. I like a nice IPA. Okay. Actually, one of the bars where I used to host my charity quiz before doing this, they had some really nice beers on. That was a Botanico bar here in Phnom Penh. Definitely recommend it. Question number 4. So what flower does the spice saffron come from? Is it an orchid? Is it crocus? Or is it nasturtium? Okay, so the spice saffron, weight for weight, I think is worth more than gold. Which flower does it come from? Is it orchid, crocus, or nasturtium? Hope we are using a lot of saffron in our cooking. I use it on everything, saffron and beans. Can you whack it? Okay, question number 5. Which type of tea originally from the Chinese province of Fujian. Again, hopefully my pronunciation's within just the right area at least. Gains its distinctive flavour from being smoke dried over pine wood fires. Okay, so which type of tea originally from the Chinese province of Fujian gains its distinctive flavour from being smoke dried over pine wood fires? Okay, if you're not sure, take a guess. What types of tea do you know? There's a chance you'll get it right. Okay, and question number 6. Production of Singer beer began in which country in 1934? Okay, so production of Singer or Singha beer began in which country in 1934? I'll give you a clue on this. It's somewhere in Southeast Asia. Not too far from where I am at the moment, I guess, in global terms. Okay, so production of Singer beer began in which country in 1934? So, quick recap: food and drink. Which type of beans are used to make baked beans? Is it cannellini, flageolet, or haricot? Question number 2. In which year was cocaine finally removed from the ingredients of Coca-Cola? So you get a point if you're within 5 years either side. Question number 3. What does IPA mean when buying beer? Question number 4. What flower does the spice saffron come from? Is it orchid, crocus, or nasturtium? Question number 5. Which type of tea, originally from the Chinese province of Fujian, gains its distinctive flavour from being smoke dried over pine wood fires? And question number 6. A production of Singer beer began in which country in 1934? As I say, somewhere in Southeast Asia. Okay, so I hope you're all ready and got your answers down. Let's over and get these marked. So, number 1, baked beans are made from haricot beans. Okay. Cocaine was removed from Coca-Cola in 1929. So if you got between 1924 and 1934, you get the point. Question number 3, an IPA is an India Pale Ale. Question number 4, saffron comes from the crocus flower. The tea from the Fujian province with the distinctive flavour is Lapsang Souchong. Lapsang Souchong. And a Singer beer was made initially in Thailand. Okay, so hope you're all doing okay. Hope you're still with us. We're about to move on to round number 9. Now this is our music trivia. So always finish the quiz on 2 music rounds, music trivia and then music intros. So question number 1 in music trivia. According to American rockers Green Day, at the end of which month would they like to be woken up? Okay, so according to American rockers Green Day, at the end of which month would they like to be woken up? So again, if you're not sure, you've got a 1 in 12 chance of guessing it. But I think it was quite a famous song from the album American Idiot, if I recall. Question number 2. The following is a line from which song? So, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. Again, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet have got no rhythm. What song is that from? Very famous song. Question number 3. Nights in White Satin was a 1967 hit for which band? So that is Nights in White Satin was a 1967 hit for which band? Question number 4. Which band sang The Final Countdown? Not as far back as 67, that one was sometime in the 80s, I think. So which band sang The Final Countdown? Question number 5. London-born singer Miss Adkins is better known by what name? Okay, so London-born singer Miss Adkins is better known by what name? You may get a bit of a clue by the fact that we're calling her Miss Adkins. And question number 6. Where's question number 6 gone? There we go. Which English rock band formed in London in 1969 takes its name from a fictional character in David Copperfield? Okay. So again, which English rock band formed in London in 1969 takes its name from a fictional character in David Copperfield? Going back to Charles Dickens there, I think. Okay, so quick recap. According to American rockers Green Day, at the end of which month would they like to be woken up? The following, question number 2, the following is a line from which song? I'm Never Gonna Dance Again, Guilty Feet Have Got No Rhythm. Question number 3, Nights in White Satin was a 1967 hit for which band? Question number 4, which band sang The Final Countdown? Question number 5, London-born singer Miss Adkins is better known by what name? And which English rock band formed in London in 1969 takes its name from a fictional character in David Copperfield? Okay, so hope you've got all your answers down. So for the second last time, let's go over the answers here. So number 1, September was the month in which Green Day wants to be woken up, or at the end of. So the song is Wake Me Up When September Ends. Number 2, Careless Whisper was the song that those lyrics came from, by George Michael. We just needed the name of the song though, so if you got Careless Whisper, you got the point. Question number 3, Nights in White Satin was a song by the Moody Blues. Question number 4, The Final Countdown was a song by Europe. Number 5, Miss Adkins is better known as Adele. So famous, she just goes by one name. And question number 6, the band from I've forgotten the book. From David Copperfield, sorry my memory just went there. The band from David Copperfield was Uriah Heep. Okay, Uriah Heep. Okay, so we're going to move on to our last round, music intros. So, as with last time, in my continued attempt to get round copyright notices and whatnot coming up on YouTube and Facebook, the songs are going to be chopped up into pieces and interspersed with each other. So you'll get 2 songs at a time mixed up and not necessarily in the right order when they are playing. So what we want is the name of the 2 songs that are in each section. With these ones you don't need the artist, just the name of the songs. So to try and make it a little bit easier though, instead of being 5 2-second clips, you get 4 3-second clips. Just slightly longer, might be easier, might not. Let's find out. So, as I say, we want both the name of the 2 songs. Here we go. If it wants to play, where's...
search for love. Came pumping on my floor. She said, come baby. Last night a little angel.
Okay, so that was the end of the music. We'll give you a few seconds if you're just still noting down your answers. I hope you managed to get those. If you've got any comments on that, if it's still too difficult or whatever, or if in future if you'd like us to go through it a second time, just let us know, drop us a comment, and we'll be happy to see what we can do. Okay, so I reckon you probably all got your answers down now. So we'll go over the answers again, if I can just find them. Here we go. So number one was It's My Life, which is by Bon Jovi, and Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith. Number two was Since You've Been Gone by Rainbow, and Mr. Brightside by The Killers. Number three was Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, Rebel Yell by Billy Idol. Number four was Paradise City by Guns N' Roses, and Get It On brackets Bang a Gong. You get the points for Bang a Gong though. Oh, so Bang a Gong brackets Get It On. I've got these mixed up, I think. By T-Rex. Number five was She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5, and Speed of Sound by Coldplay. And number six was Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple, and She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult. Okay, so again, hope you did well there. Let's go through the answers. So, should have said there at the beginning, we'll give you a point for each song that you got on those. Okay, so possible 12 points available. So tally up your scores and figure out who's done well, who hasn't. Pop your scores down in the comments below. Let us know how you did, and we will basically get on. That's the end of the quiz. So thank you very much for taking part. Please, give the video a like, give it a share, give us a follow or a subscribe. All these things, they definitely do help. Let us know if you enjoy what we're doing, and if you are basically if you think there's anything we can be doing better, anything like that, just let us know. Okay, so give us a subscribe on the YouTube channel. We don't have a short URL for it yet, not got enough subscribers for that, but you'll find the URL, you'll find the YouTube channel if you just search online, or it's on the Facebook page. Facebook page is facebook.com/quarantinetriv, and the website we've got currently is quarantinetrivia.seanholroyd.com. As I say, from next week we're going to be changing to one-stop trivia, so there'll be updated information as and when, but keep an eye out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the quiz. Thank you very much for taking part, and goodbye.